Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. It's going to be the round 18. Brother, every time I start these, I blank on the round. Eventually, I'm gonna prep before I start the intro. I just sort of walk into my room, sit down, hit record. We're good to go. But round 18, which is it's one of the good weeks, unaffected pretty much by Origin. There's not really. I mean, there's a couple of interesting team list sort of ramifications. One it's slightly screwed me over, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll get into that in a second. But overall, I mean, the team is looking good. We're gonna have. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna have it's gonna be a tough sort of sit start this week. The Dolphins are the team on the bye. I got no Dolphins players, and I got a pretty stacked side because, we've gone for depth. It's not like it's bit us in the arse, but I do think that, probably. I mean, the way this season's gone, there's been a couple of guys that have just been massive. Instead of going for a bit more depth, could have gone for a bit more upside in a couple of key spots, but overall, actually the ranking's shocking still. We've come back a little bit. We've jumped 4,000 spots the last couple of weeks. We're sitting about 8k or so. Still pretty bad, but we've been pretty fucking unlucky. I know I've said it a few times, but I feel like we've been pretty unlucky. Starting off with the fucking Dom Young -15. Also, Liam Henry getting negative that week. We had Ruben Garrick with what do you get, 13 as captain. We've had shocking captains the whole year. This isn't meant to be a complaining video, but I feel like we're actually going okay. I feel like the team's set up pretty well. Coming into the back straight, we got 14 trades left, which I should look at my videos to see what I was sort of at in round 18 last year, because I don't know. Honestly, I can't remember at all. I have no idea, but it seems low. But I got to be honest, there's a lot of people with a lot less trades, so I feel like we're not in too rough a shape in that front either, especially because we have good depth. I feel like it's all not too bad. But let's go through. So obviously we're playing Robson, so get that sorted. The front row is interesting. Okay, we won't talk about sit starts yet. Let's go through trades first. We're fucking all over the shop here. So we'll talk about the team list stuff that affects me. Obviously, Fletcher Sharp, Kalen Ponga back early. I mean, I gotta be honest, I was not expecting him back this week. It wouldn't have shocked me if he was back in round 19, but the fact he's back this week, it's sort of damn, I was not expecting that. But the caveat to this though is there's a couple of big things here, right? So Ponga's back this week, right? If he's fit, he's good to go, he looks good, he could go really well against the Raiders. There is definitely a spot there in the Queensland side. Obviously, Xavier Coates is out, so they need to find a winger. Fido could be out as well. I don't really know. I don't think it was too major for Fido, maybe just a couple of weeks, but he might not be good to go. Obviously, Cobbo, who originally was sort of the bench back in game 1, it worked beautifully. Game 2, he wasn't feeling quite up to it, so he sort of pulled out. I guess he didn't get selected. I mean, I would expect Cobbo to get named in the starting side. Does Billy, I feel like Billy goes back to sort of another outside back utility, and boy, oh boy, Kalen Ponga, as a Queensland fan, and I feel like as a New South Wales fan, you wouldn't want to see Ponga on that bench. He could be an absolute nightmare. I don't know if I like it as a Queensland fan, because I feel like our forward pack just got rolled in that second game, and that's the issue with having a dummy half backup, and then also, an outside backup as well. It only leaves 2 forward spots. So I don't know, but honestly, if Ponga has a blinder, if he looks fit, it wouldn't shock me if he gets picked for game 3, and then all of a sudden Fletcher Sharp becomes the starting fullback in round 19. Whereas if Ponga didn't play this week, obviously we get one more price rise for Sharp, but I wasn't going to play Sharp this week anyway, honestly. And then Ponga, you would expect to be back in round 19. He wouldn't have got picked in Origin if he played no matches. So all of a sudden you lose Sharp for the major buy. So it's sort of a blessing and a curse, I guess. Like, there's a lot to go. I don't know. I'm still sort of thinking that Pong is going to get ruled out late. But I don't know. From all the word, it seems like he's looking pretty good to go. So I don't know. We'll wait and see on that one. It doesn't affect it too much. At the end of the day, worst case scenario, it's obviously not great, but we have plenty of cash in the bank. We're going to be making plenty more with nothing out of front row forward that's peaked. So we'll have plenty of cash to upgrade Sharp to... I mean, honestly, if Ponga plays well this week and then he doesn't get picked for Origin, and then he's obviously playing round 19, it's gonna be tough not to go to Ponga in round 19. Especially now with Tommy playing in the centres, probably not looking at going him until he potentially goes back to fullback if he does. But do you wait till after Origin to get in Latrell, Dylan Edwards? I don't know. It's going to be hard to pass up Ponga if he's back for round 19 and not getting selected for Origin. So I don't know. There's a bit to go there. Any other team list discussion? The only other big one is Kai Pearce-Paul. So he has been named to start, but obviously Dylan Lucas is on the bench. So I don't know. It's fine. Like, again, I'm probably just not going to play Pearce-Paul this week. Who are they playing? They're playing Canberra, so it's not a bad matchup, but it's the last game of the round. Honestly, I've got plenty of options before Pearce-Paul, and I don't want to take the risk of him fucking getting benched for Lucas, which I could definitely see happening if Lucas is like 100%, because that was going to be the plan last week before Lucas got injured. So it's a bit all over the shop. There is still the temptation to trade Pearce-Paul this week, but I think I'm just going to hold him for round 19. He's got a 73 break even, so yeah, probably going to lose a bit of cash, but it should be fine. And then we just have to decide what we're going to do. But there is temptation. Like, there's a couple of guys, obviously, that are very tempting. There's two guys that I want to bring in, but the more I look at it, I'm like, do I really need to get both? So obviously, the big one's Crichton, right? I think Angus Crichton is going to be... he's going to be a must-have after Origin. The second guy is Olakau'atu, but when I look at my back row, I'm like, Eli Katoa, Fafita, and when I get Crichton in, are going to be like 3 top of the top, especially for Fafita and Crichton. Then I've brought in Nickera and Cartwright. Cartwright has been fucking immense. And then Britton Nickera has sort of turned a corner. And then I've got Fermor and Pearce-Paul. Obviously, one of these guys is going to go up to Crichton. But do I really make another trade to get in Olakau'atu? Then I'd have literally six legitimate starting second rowers every week. And you don't need that. You definitely don't need that many back rowers. I mean, you definitely could, but the problem is when we look at, so team structure, right? So if we look at like who generally you want as your like 4 reserves, and I guess also with the bye every week, it's not as like crazy as it sounds. But this year, so dummy halves, definitely just one dummy half. You definitely do not need to have a reserve dummy half. I think it's just a waste of money to have like 2 gun dummy halves. Front row forward, again, only if you need to have a reserve on a front row forward, I would. There's definitely better upside. So your front row and your dummy half, in a best case scenario, full strength sides, you're not going to have the reserve on these guys. Second row, I'd say 2 second row forwards you would have the reserve on, obviously depending how good it is. Your halfback, generally you would always have a reserve on a halfback, and I still think that's the case. 5'8", 5'8" is interesting. I mean, they're going well. but I guess you could make the point of like not having a reserve on a 5'8". Fair. Your center wing, typically you're gonna probably have a reserve on one of your three backups. They're gonna have a good matchup, or like a lot of our center wingers are pretty stacked, so you're gonna have a reserve on one, and then you're always gonna have a reserve on your second gun fullback, right? So this, I've named like 6 reserves. So having an extra back rower that you're gonna, so if I've got Ellie, let's just do like your straight Dave Fafita, Angus Crichton, Ellie Katoa, you're starting back row, right? If they're playing, you're 100% playing them. Then I've got Ellie Katoa, Ola Kawatu, Bryn Nikora. Well, no, I stuffed that up. So if you, what did I say? Oh, yeah, instead of Katoa, you'd have fucking Ola Kawatu, Cartwright, and Nikora. So you'd play those guys like every week too. So I feel like I would love to get an Ola Kawatu, but I don't think it's like, I think it's a little bit overkill. Like, I would love to get him, but like, yeah, I think it's overkill. I actually do think it's overkill. Again, with the buys and stuff, a couple of you guys might not be playing, so that sort of solves a problem. And also with restings and whatnot and injuries, like, it is nice to have depth, but I think when you look at it, it's like, I think getting Crichton in is number one priority. If I didn't have like Nikora, Cartwright, or Katoa, then yeah, I'd probably look at Ola Kawatu a lot more. But because I've got those 3 guys, I'm like, I don't need Ola Kawatu as well, as much as I would love to have him. So yeah, I think that's a bit of a you know, we can save a trade there, I guess. And then front row forward, I'm going to be nuffing out one of these guys. And then honestly, Payne Haas is like the only front row forward I think I'm going to be looking at after Origin, because I think the Bronx are going to need him to carry them, honestly, in the back end. So, yeah, Payne Haas after Origin would be ideal, but, I mean, again, that's a bit of a luxury trade. So, we're looking pretty good. Trades this week. So, there are a lot of juicy options. I do think Manu is a trade out. I just do, because I can definitely see the point of holding him for sure, but like at the same time, his scores have been down. Like, for one, his scoring has been down for sure. Like, he was absolutely killing it, and it's been a little bit lacking. Like, 51 in the first buy was like, fuck, what happened there? It screwed us. Then he had a buy, then 39 in 80 minutes, 63 in 80 minutes, and then obviously, I mean, he was on for like 150, so yeah, fair, but he did get injured, so 48 in 30 minutes in this one. So the scoring was down for sure. And then he misses 18. He had a buy in 19, which is the nice thing, I guess. Misses 20, misses 21. He could be back in 22, I think. I think that's what they're looking at. Yeah, 22 against the Dolphins is nice. But then he's got a buy again around 23. Then he plays Para, Gold Coast. It is a good little 4-game run. So I think with someone like a Manu, again with a luxury trade, sure, maybe you bring him back in round 24 or 25. You could bring him back in like round 25 for a bit of a run at the end against like pretty good opponents. I don't mind that. But I do think he's a trade out. I just think he is a trade out. I think there's been times where I've held players, and this year it hasn't really worked. Like Nico Hines. Who else has there been? Probably not too many other guys. I don't know. There's been a couple of times I feel like I've held players, and it's sort of bit me in the arse a little bit. So I think Manu is a trade out. Now there are some very, very juicy options. I cannot deny that, and I will not deny that. There's so many good centre wing. So Brian To'o, as much as like it's such a slam dunk trade this week, don't get me wrong. It doesn't cost, like, it costs 100k or 150k to get up to him. I got plenty of money. He's got a negative 30 break even, so he's going to get mighty expensive. But the problem is that, like, so he plays, Broncos. He has a bye anyway in 19, so that's fine. But I feel like he's every chance to get rested in 20. Then 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Yes, it looks good, but he probably, like, I feel like last year they rested all their Penrith players in the final game. If he didn't get rested in 27, oh baby, against the Titans, it could be anything. But I just think, like, spending like 800,000 on Toto, he's every chance to miss 20 and 27. It is a good run in between as well, but the other factor here is that, like, Cleary's going to be back, and honestly, with Cleary in the side, Toto wasn't really getting any footy. Like, his scores are pretty, like, even, like, looking at his scores now, he's had a couple of monsters, like 124 against the Bronx. He had that, the massive 171 and then a big 104, which has skyrocketed his price. But other than that, like 55, 56, 86 good, 34, 98 great, 49, 48, 42, 49, 45. It's a bit for 800k. I think I'm just not going to go the Brian Toto route. I just think there's better value for money picks that could do a similar type job. Zach Lomax, I would love to get in a Lomax as well, but again with Origin, it's a tough matchup this week against the Roosters. He misses 19, then he has a bye in 20, then he plays Penrith and Melbourne and the Bulldogs. Fuck, that is tough. Then Gold Coast Sharks, Para, Canberra. Honestly, again, it's similar time for when you might want someone like a Manu. In round 24, if you've got like a luxury trade up your sleeve or a couple, you could look at like a Manu or a Lomax. I love the Lomax potential in round 24 against the Titans. Hopefully you will have lost a bit of money. Maybe not. But Gold Coast Sharks, Para, Canberra to finish the season. Don't mind if I do. But I think the smart play is just holding on. He's negative 5 break even, so he's going to make a good bit of cash. But hopefully with a couple of tough matchups, he'll go back down to a reasonable price. Looking at the other big options, so I know some people are going to jump on the Bradman Best situation. He has like 2 really good games a year, like 2 or 3 really outstanding games. And I guess with Ponga back, there is that chance that he could go consistently big, but fuck, he has some low scores in him. So, no, I don't like the best pickup. There's another night player that I just think is the better alternative and is much cheaper, and I think we all know who that is. Going down, you still have a Zarko, but he's on the bye this week, and he's just not hitting the heights. He's still expensive, but I actually don't think he's worth like 600k this year with how he's been scoring. He's been sort of helped a little bit with a couple of massive scores thrown in, which is, that's the way Supercoach works, but I just don't really love the Zarko play. I think they've got a tough end of the season as well. Like they played all their games in Queensland, so it's now the tough stage of the year for them. Going down, Jesse Ramey and Pod play anybody? Nah, he always looks fucky. Brother's averaging 63 and he's 570k. Nah, it's not like I've got too many Sharks, but I don't hate that. But no, I think there's just better options. Suafalongo, no, obviously. He might get the call up again this week. I sort of doubt Pappenhausen's going to play, but we'll see. Greggy Marju is... he's hard to turn up. It always feels bad picking up someone after they've just gone massive. Just gone 116. Looked really good. Had a try taken off him as well. Could have gone bigger. Ponga's back. The Knights... He's got a negative 21 negative 12 break even. So you don't necessarily have to get him this week, but it is like, if you don't get him this week, he's going to be back to sort of what he is sort of, I guess, valued at. Sorry, I'm back. Dog was barking at absolutely nothing, as they love to do. But what was I talking about? Yeah, Greggy Marju, negative 12. He's been pretty bad this year. That's why he's 500k. He started the year at a tick under 800. And even, like, it's funny because, like, I guess saying Ponga's back, the first half of the year when Ponga was there, he was shocking. When did Ponga get injured? Because obviously Marju got injured. He played 1 and 2, 59-46. Fair enough, like getting the rust out. Attacking structure, that's fair. Not getting massive in the first couple of rounds, always bound to happen. Got injured, came back 40, 30, 29. Jeez. 57, 87. I mean, I'm not... Oh, I'm going to be honest. I'm not convinced, but, like, I guess the nice thing, 55 against Penrith, all in... I'd say pretty much all in base. I don't remember him getting, like, attacking stats in that one. Maybe, like, a line break. But, 55 and then 116 where he had a really good base stat game as well. Then, I mean, the big thing here is that 18 against Canberra, that's a pretty good matchup. It is at GIO Stadium, so it's not necessarily the easiest, but they're a bit flimsy defensively. Manly in 19, then he plays the Bronx in 20, which could be great. Like, the Bronx, I'd be shocked if they don't rest all their players again in round 20. So that's 3 really good matchups. He plays the big 19 and 20, which is like, I mean, it's another bye number, and he is a guy, like... You want to bring in guys that can hurt in the bye rounds. You don't want to bring in plotters. He has been a plotter all season, but he is a guy with that high ceiling, especially with Ponga back. Now, like I said, Ponga might not play round 19, so then potentially he might not be as good in 19, but still, he got that big score without Ponga. I mean, Bradman Best obviously had a blinder. Just that left edge was looking really good. So I don't know. Have they just turned it on? They could. I mean, the Knights are a team that hits a bit of a form patch, but the draw is good. Like they have a bye in 21, which is again fine. They're the only team with a bye, and you're not going to have too many Knights players. 22 in Penrith, that's, a bit of a tough couple of games. Then Tigers, Sharks, Rabbits, Gold Coast, Dolphins. I mean, and again, I think Marju's a guy that it'd be a little surprising if he got rested in the final round. I mean, you never know with restings, but you don't really expect the Knights players to get rested. They're not going to be fucking safe for like a top 4 finish, right? They're going to have to win games, so... It's such a good end to the finish, end to the season. I think Marju is just, he's hard to turn past. Going it down, there's a couple of, other very potential pickups that are actually very cheap. I mean, Roger apparently getting tipped to play on the wing soon, potentially. I don't know. He could come into calculations. I don't know. We'll see. It's probably not going to be worth it at that point anyway, but you never know. Ronnie Mulatalo still... the fact that I own Kale Iro, I just feel like there's no point in owning both. Like, they're just both going to let me down with like 40 to 50 points a week. Like, I feel like if I didn't own Iro, then... Yeah, I'd be a lot more sort of keen to jump on Ronnie, but the fact I own both, like if Mulatalo's going to go big, you would expect Iro to go big as well. I mean, it doesn't always work out that way, but you would expect it. And Iro, I gotta say, Iro's a fucking ball hog. Like he doesn't pass to Ronnie, so I don't know if it's necessarily like... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Iro's the one that's sort of halting Mulatalo, but I mean... Again, the Sharks have a great... Like, they play the Titans this week. Then they play the fucking Tigers in 19. With, obviously, Nico there. They don't play 20, so you got to be a little careful of 20 with how many Sharks players you have. There was definitely a couple of popular teams on the bye in 20, so that's a little dangerous. But then Cowboys, South, Gold Coast again, Newcastle. I mean, it's probably the best draw to finish the season. So it is tough. It is tough to look past Mulatalo, but I think I prefer Marju, and I think they're very fucking even, honestly. But I think I prefer Marju because he's sort of just found a bit of form, and he plays round 20, which I think is big. Mulatalo, it's not like he's been out of form necessarily, but he doesn't have the base of Marju. So even if he has a bit of a shocker, he's more likely to go 20 to 30. Marju, if he doesn't score, he's more likely to get that 40 points plus still, so it's not going to hurt as bad. So I still think I prefer Marju over Mulatalo, all considered. And he's also way high. Like, Mulatalo, 20% owned compared to Marju, 3.5. I feel like a lot of people are going to get in Marju, especially because he's just gone 116. But, yeah, he's more pottish as well. So I think that's a big factor. Going down, the other massive one here, as we all know, Tolatau Kola. So the other thing here is that I'm going to be trading out Dallin. So, you know what? I think Joey Manu straight to Greg Marju this week. I just think it's a good trade in. I think it's a good trade. I make another 100k off the trade. Greg, he is a keeper till the end. Like, he might not keep hitting the heights of what we hope he can, but he's got the pedigree. He's got the Supercoach game about him. So I think that's the play. And then Dallin, I mean, do I just trade? Like, I feel like I have to get rid of Dallin this week because he's got a 97 break even coming up against the Doggies. Like, the Dogs have been great defensively. I mean, Dallin's eventually going to get like a triple, but I'm not going to play him this week. So Dallin, the thing is, I know there's people, and I've seen comments saying just wait on Kola, but like, I want to take the punt and get him in because I feel like, I know a lot of people think that, and I wouldn't be shocked to see Tommy in a couple of weeks go back to fullback, like if it's not working, but I think Kola can be an absolute gun at fullback. I think his limited time at fullback, I think he's shown enough, and I just, his speed, his power, and I actually think Tommy in the centers can work pretty well. Like, having like arguably your best player in the centers, yes, he's not going to get necessarily as much ball in attack, but he can still roam, and just the fact, like, he's going to get opportunities one-on-one against his opposing center. Like, I mean, it's going to be tough to defend him in the centers. Like, fullback, you can sort of cover him more, like jamming him from the outside and inside, but in the centers, like, he's going to be a one-on-one a lot of occasions, and if they really load up on him, then that means Kola can have more free reign, or they go the other side to Garrick and he gets more room to move. So I actually don't hate the Kola to fullback, and the thing with it, you don't have to get Kola this week. He's got a 47 break even. You can watch, but he could go big, and I wouldn't be shocked if he gets like 100 in this game. I wouldn't be shocked at all if he goes big. Then everybody is going to jump on Kola. If Kola's named a fullback again next week, he's just come off like a ton, or even like an 80-90. If he comes off a decent score, everyone's going to then jump on him, or at least a lot of people will. And you've already got the kickstart on them with a good score. So I don't know. I'm languishing at 8K. I think going on Kola, it is a risk. Like, the thing about it, like, yes, if Tommy eventually goes back to fullback in a few weeks, does that make Kola then a bit of a nightmare? I don't think so. Like, at worst case then, Kola just turns back into like the 40 average, which yeah, you're probably not going to play most weeks, but he's not going to hurt you like AE wise. I mean, looking at his scores, he's had a couple of low ones. He's had a couple of low ones, but his highest score is 79 against the Broncos at fullback. He scored 79 in that game, and I'm pretty fucking sure he didn't have like any real attacking stats. He might have had a line break or something, but I'm pretty sure he didn't have like a try or any major attack. It was just runs, tackle busts, and all that sort of good stuff. So I don't know. I mean, the scores at center are a little bit worrisome, but you know, if it gets to that point, hopefully he will have made a bit of cash. And if, like, that's what I'm saying, with the luxury trade, you could look at trading him back up to like a Lomax or somebody else if you got the cash. So I think Kola. I think going Kola is a good move. I know, like, where is Isaac Tungo 418? Oh my god, he's still averaging 54. I guess he had a couple of big ones at the start of the year, didn't he? He's got a 55 break even. He's like every chance to fucking lose more cash, which is insane. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to go on Tungo this week, right? Like, he doesn't play 19. He's taking on the Bronx, who are like, they've got their origin players back. I'm not expecting great things from the Broncos, but I am expecting them to toughen up in this one. So I'm not expecting a blowout. I know I'm saying a lot. I remember the comment from a few weeks ago, people saying, you say a lot. I'm like, oh shit. But yeah, against the Bronx, 55 break even, then he has a bye. So I think with Tungo, honestly, waiting for 20, if you want to go with a pod play, I don't hate it, but I'm not going to... Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to go on Tungo this week. I don't love it, especially because Cleary's still not back. Oh my God. Is there anybody else? I mean, not really. I don't really want to go... I mean, the big one... Well, okay, so the other big team list news, I guess, is... what's his face? For the Parramatta boys, Tungo. I think he's... I don't know if brother or cousin of Isaac Tungo, but Jake Tungo in for Sivo, who's apparently out for like 4 to 6 weeks. This could be... It could be a great little cheapy nuff next week if you wanted to do it. Again, there's no reason to go on this week. He looks like an absolute beast. Like, I haven't really seen any of his like games, but he looks like an absolute monster. So I wouldn't be shocked if he's a bit of a Supercoach gun. But yeah, 204k. The thing with him is that he plays 19. He doesn't play 20, do they? The Eels don't play 20, which is a little bit... Wait, has he already played a game? No. Why do you have a break even? Why is it not working? There we go. Wait, what? Oh my God. Supercoach, please. Is it going to load? Why do you... He must have... He must have played a game. Has he? Okay, let's see. Has it loaded yet? Probably everyone's on here, but he's got a 21 break even. Come on, bro. What the hell? It doesn't... I mean, it doesn't matter. I know for a fact they don't play 20. So the thing with him... And this is why it's sort of good. Again... I don't mind having enough in the center wing. So someone like a Gagai after round 19, well, that's the thing. I'm not going to want to trade. You know what? I'm going to do this trade right now. I'm going to go to Kola right now. It might be a trade that I might regret it. I don't think I will, though. I don't think I will. I think I'm happy with the trade. And funnily enough, I even make money going from fucking Dallin to Kola. I will obviously keep an eye on late mail because I won't be shocked to see Tommy do a late switch and start a fullback and Kola go back to centers. Obviously, if that happens, then I'll like reverse a trade or I'll get in Who got to get in? I mean, we'll probably know before... Well, yeah, we'll know before the Warriors game, so worst case... Yeah, worst case, I guess I just reverse and go back to Dallin and save the trade. But if he does keep the spot, I mean, I think it's a slam dunk. I just think it's a slam dunk, bro. And I don't mind taking the punt going early. He's 400k. Like, there's worse things you can do. So, they are the two trades that I'm making this week. Still got 12 left, which I think is okay. So there's going to be a bit to talk about here. Sid Starch is going to be a nightmare. I got to be honest. I'm a little bit. I'm not looking forward to this because I haven't got any 50-50s right this whole fucking season, and I'm going to have so many 50-50s to check here. So obviously we're playing Robson front row. What do we do here? I'm definitely not playing Terrell May. Like with the Roosters forwards all back, and Terrell May, that was even after Origin backup. Terrell May only played 47 minutes. It's Hargraves' milestone game. I do see reduced minutes for Terrell May this week. I'd be shocked if he plays more than 50. So I'm sitting Terrell May. If he scores another try, I mean, it is what it is. He's going to make some good cash, so I don't really care at the end of the day. Semi-final up against Storm. Don't love it. Liam Henry, I don't really love. He's been fantastic, but obviously Penrith boys all back on deck. I think I'm playing Josh Curran. I'll play Curran. He's a lock. And then it's out of Fainu and Curran. I think I'll play Fainu for now. I mean, the Storm's edge defense is a little lackluster, and he'll be running... Hopefully, yeah, he's on the left-hand side, right? I think so. I hope so. Is he on the left? If he is, he'll be running at, obviously, Jerome Hughes, which is a liability, so I don't mind that. I'll double-check on that. But, worst case, we could just play Liam Henry, hope he gets 40 points again, but that's fine. The back row... Okay... we're not going to play Pierce Paul. I'm locked in not playing Pierce Paul. For Fita, we 100% are going to play. Who plays early? So the Sharks play early and the Titans. The Eels play early. Okay, so we'll put in him for Katoa because Katoa plays later. Reserve Katoa for sure. Fermor... No, I think, yeah, we don't have to play Fermor this week. That's fine. What's his break even? 63, yeah, he's probably... I'd like him to make some more cash, but if not, it is what it is. Nico Hines obviously playing. Tyron Wishart against the... I mean, you got to play Tyron Wishart against the Tigers, right? The Tigers, I wouldn't be surprised to see them have a good bounce back and play better, but... Wishart's been really good for me, so I'm going to play him. Lockie Galvin. We'll start Dylan Brown this week. I won't forget that. Galvin, I'm not sure about yet. I probably won't. Centre wing, Dom Young, definite. Jacob Kiraz, definite. Greg Marju, definite. Kale Iro, no. We'll switch him for Ruben Garrick. And then... Okay, that actually works out fine. So yeah, Talatau Kola will be our... well, no. Yes. That we're playing Galvin at this point. So we're not playing Sharp. We're not going to play Gagai. Who are the Rabbitohs playing? Yeah, Parramatta. I mean, Gagai could score a couple of tries, but I'm obviously not going to play him. If he doesn't score a try, he's going to get fucking 10 points. So we're not going to play Gagai. Kola, 100% we're playing. Kale Iro... Do you play? Surely I have to play Iro, right? I'm going to play Iro over Galvin. I have to. He has to score a try. He has to. He's a fucking center in a very attacking team. How has he not scored any try? It's insane. You have to play him. He's getting 50 points without a try. If he gets a try, it's an easy 80 point. Galvin, I love... But, I mean, it's against Storm. I'm happy to sit Galvin this week. Yeah, you gotta play Ero. You have to play Ero against the Titans. There's no, yeah, you have to. You just have to. And then, yeah, so no Galvin. Wishart, like I said, I will be playing Wishart against the Tigers and Ali Katoa. So, yeah, we're sitting Brayley. Of course, fucking, dude, Brayley. It's honestly like the worst case, right? So, fucking Crossland is obviously out this week. So, Brayley is going to get bulk minutes in a game that we were never going to play him. And then next week, Crossland will be back and then probably get the starting role. All I can hope for is that Brayley has a stormer and plays really well and wins the spot back. I fucking, please, for the love of God, Brayley, I don't need much from you, but if you can turn that 20 points into like 40 to 50 in round 19, it's not a massive jump, but it's something, and he'll also make some money, which would be nice. So, Brayley, please have a great game. That's all I ask. Please. Oh, God. Yeah, sitting Terrell May, sitting Leon Henry, sitting Fermor, sitting Kai Pearce-Paul, sitting Galvin, and obviously not playing Gagai or Sharp. So, I mean, it's pretty good depth. I gotta be honest, it's pretty good depth. Yeah, I'm pretty locked in for that. Captain, vice captains. So, this is where it gets actually like really tough this week. So, I don't even think I can't even loop this week. I've got no players not playing, so I can't even loop unless obviously I nuff someone out. So, and also I wouldn't even want to loop because I've got Fletcher Sharp coming off the bench who he might not even play, so he might get no points. It'd be I guess annoying, but whatever. But he could come on for like 10 minutes, get like 10 points. Jacob Gagai, if he doesn't score a couple of tries, could get like 10 points. So I probably wouldn't even want to loop anyway. So, and we can't loop. So, oh, Jesus Christ. I feel like it's out of Hines and Tedesco. The safe play is obviously just Captain Tedesco, right? He's been killing it. He's safe as houses at the moment. But Nico Hines against the Titans, he's under all sorts of pressure. Well, not really pressure necessarily, but he's copping it left, right, and center. Like even the last game though, he scored 50. He got that fucking tries just taken off him to Royce Hunt. I don't think it was forward. I don't know. I see worse given. So if that goes through, that's like 30. He gets like 80 easily. 80 easily just in that shit game. So I'm like, against the Titans, I don't know. I honestly don't know, dude. Like, he's going to be such a pod move too. Like, a lot of people still don't own. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to see a lot of people put the vice or captain on him this week. Obviously, if you can loop, then the vice captain on him is good. Fuck, I don't know. I think I'm going to captain for now. I could chicken out and just go like the very safe route of James Tedesco. Because I think Tedesco... I mean, Hines... I say like safe, but like Hines... What's his lowest score? I think 48 was his lowest score all season. No, he got 20. He got 26 in the first game. Oh shit, I forgot about that. I think him and Cleary both stunk in the first game. But I mean, that's a bit of an anomaly. I mean, if you look at his score, 75, 53, 94, 82, 142, 160, 97, 114. My man went on a fucking run. I got that. Fuck. Okay, so yeah, he also had the 3 against Penrith, but that also a bit of an anomaly. So yeah. He's pretty safe. That's so tough. I could definitely flip on that, but that's what I'm going to do for now. So a couple of things I wanted to talk about. One, the dummy half. So I gotta be honest, the player I'm actually like very much considering now is Connor Watson. Because I don't know if Grant is going to be the guy. Like, after Origin, going to Grant still seems like just such an obvious play, but Connor Watson, bro? Like, if we look, so Connor Watson's also gone down in price because I think he was a little bit more expensive, right? I thought he was like 700 at one point. He's got a 66 break even. He's playing lock now. They're still persisting with Victor Radley playing on an edge. He played 80 minutes, 89 points. Fuck, he's been good. I guess he's only had the one big sort of breakout though. 125, like other really good scores. But I mean, even 80, 49, 80, 42. It's a really good run to finish. They didn't play 19, so you could look at him. I don't know. I mean, I guess he's 670. Fucking Harry Grant's 6'4". It's going to be hard not to just get in Grant. I mean, Grant, he's not playing this week. He's going to have that 90 break even, roll over to... So he's not going to play this week, not going to play 19. 20, maybe he may play, may not. Who knows? But then it'll be tough if he takes on the Roosters. Parramatta, not a bad matchup, but he'll probably lose some cash if he plays. And then you pick him up for the run home. It's a pretty good draw for the run home. Again, you got to be wary if he gets rested. I don't know, Grant or Watson. Fuck, it's going to be a tough choice if you go one or the other there. Or honestly, the more I look at it, I'm like, fuck, maybe I just hold Robson. I don't know, maybe just don't even waste a trade at dummy half. Like, just hold Robson for the rest of the run. Like, if he's missing out on like 20 points a game, it's not even that big a deal. If I can save a trade and use it on a much better upside. Like, Robson's been good as well. Like, he's been really good. It's obviously the missing games has been a bit of a killer, but like, it's fine. He's playing this game, misses 19 anyway. Again, he probably gets rested in 20. He didn't play fucking last two games, so it is what it is. Sharkies, Tigers, Bronx, Canberra, Melbourne, Bulldogs. Like, fuck, I don't know. Maybe just hold him. Honestly, yeah, I don't know. I'll decide, obviously, depending how many trades we have left. If I think... Well, let's just have a look at what we're looking at. So, we're going to nuff out a front row forward. So, that'll put us down to 11 trades. We're going to bring in Angus Crichton, 100%. So that'll bring us down to 10 trades left. Any other back, like I said, I don't think I need to get in another back rower. So that's fine for now. Halfbacks, Tyrone Wishart does have to go to, probably Cleary. So that's another trade. So we'll have 9 trades left. 5'8", honestly, At this point, I don't really see myself trading at 5'8", again, unless there's a luxury trade to make. So we'll just hold the trade there. So we still got 9 trades. Centre wing is fine, but we're definitely going to be trading... See, this is what makes it a little bit annoying. I would have loved to have traded Gagai down to that Tungo and free up like a couple 100k. But Gagai plays around 19, so it's like, fuck, is there really much point in doing that? And he also plays the game after. So, I don't know. We'll definitely be doing one trade at least in the centre wing. So that'll put us down to 8 trades. And then we have to get Sharp up to a gun fullback. So... 8 trades, 7 trades left, and 7 trades left with like a team that honestly is like pretty damn good. And I don't think, getting in Crichton, getting in Cleary, getting in a second gun fullback, yeah, we're going to have money, but we've got 580k in the bank. We're going to free up another probably 400k. We're going to have like almost $1 million in the bank that I think we can probably swing all those trades without having to make another trade. But let's just say we have to do one more downgrade to free up the cash. Well, I guess the downgrade could be the centre wing. The centre wing down to like a cheapy nuff potentially. So, fuck, what did I say? I lost count, bro. Oh, let's go through it again because I've got a better idea now. So dummy halves fine for now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So using 5 trades. So yeah, we'll have 7 trades. 7 trades. Yeah. 7 trades left, and that's like our team pretty much like it'll be stacked, like it'll be good. So those then 7 trades are for like luxury. If we want to bring in a better, like bring in Payne Haas, bring us down to like 6 trades. If we ended up going to like a Grant, down to 5 trades. 5, 8. Yeah, sure. We might bring in I don't know. I don't know. Probably not. Like, honestly. So, yeah, 5 trades left. Another centre winger, down to 4 trades left. And then, I don't know. You could, like, that's where you want to definitely hold, like, 3. That's where I want to save my final boost and have like 3 trades left for the final round, because if a gun fullback, a gun halfback, and like a gun second row forward all gets rested, and if we can do a boost to get in 3 really good options, it'd be massive. So honestly, like that, it seems pretty good. It seems pretty good. I don't hate it. I really don't hate it at all. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to... I think that's what we're looking at. Obviously, it doesn't necessarily work out that well, for sure. I mean, the trades... We have to get in a gun fullback, we have to get in another gun halfback, and we have to get in Angus Crichton. They are 3 must-haves, and we obviously have to free up cash with enough in the front row. I think that's paramount, and I think there's no reason not to do that as well. Like, there's no reason not to nuff out one of these guys that have peaked. It's either Henry or Terrell May, I guess. Probably Terrell May, I think. I don't know. I could be persuaded to Liam Henry. But, yeah. So, honestly, I'm not too displeased with that at all. I think that'll wrap it up. I'll do another video. Obviously, unfortunately, I was a day late, so this video is going up a little later, so I'm not going to get a chance to do like a proper pre-lockout video, but I'm probably going to do another video going through round 19 numbers, also having a look at round 20, and then maybe having another quick look at sort of trades. But that'll wrap up the preview for round 18. I think we're looking pretty good. I still have to make the big call of Hines or Tedesco as the captain. I'm pretty locked into getting Marju and Kola in. I get people maybe don't like the Kola trade this week, but I think I felt great about it. It's one of those ones I just feel really good about the trade. So I'm not going to be convinced otherwise, honestly, unless like late mail says that no, Tommy's going to play a fullback and Cola's going to back to the centre, then sure, I'm not going to get him in. But if it's all looking like he's going to line up at fullback, then I think I'm just going to do it. I guess, you know what? I know I just said I'm not going to not get him in. The only thing I am slightly concerned is that if Tommy is playing centre, it wouldn't shock me, like, during certain stages of the game, Kola goes to centre and Tommy goes to fullback at times. So instead of going Manu to Marju, we could just go Dallin to Marju and just hold the Manu for this week. Because, again, we don't have to get in a play this week. And then next week, if Kola is still fullback, then you're getting Kola for Joey Manu. Yeah, we could just do that. Like, is it... I shouldn't try to talk myself out of it. I know that could happen, but I feel like Kola can be an absolute fucking jet at fullback. I think he can be so damn good at fullback. And I think it's going to be good for the Seagulls team. I think they're going to be really strong with Tommy in the centres and Kola at fullback. I know people are skeptical. They don't like it. They think Tommy's going to go back there in a week. But I don't know, man. I think I'm just going to hold strong on it. If it blows up, it blows up. But you gotta take some gambles sometimes, so I don't mind it. But yeah, that'll wrap it up. I'll be back with another video going through numbers again for future buys and stuff. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.